This seemingly amiable man is none other than Zhang Sun, known as China's #1 bandit. He is a ruthless man who travels across several provinces, commits more than 10 crimes, and is responsible for more than 50 deaths. He even ignores the police. In 1991, the Eagle Gang, headed by Zhang Sun, targeted a gold shop in the Friendship Commercial Bank in Changpu City. They worked together to find out the situation around the mall and then closed the shutter door. As soon as they put on the hoods, the lady at the counter fainted. They smashed the glass of the counter, poured all the gold into their bags, and robbed the gold shop in the blink of an eye. At this moment, Zhong Cheng, a police officer on duty, happened to pass by here. He found that the mall, which was originally going to hold an anniversary celebration, was now closed. Noticing something unusual, he got out of the car and walked to the door. He looked inside through the gap and witnessed the robbery. Little did he know, his action had been discovered by the robbers who were watching on the rooftop. Zhong Cheng, who was completely unaware, was just about to call a public phone for support. But the next second, in order to avoid unnecessary trouble, the robbers took Zhong Cheng into the car after robbing the gold shop. Zhang Sun directly took out a gun and pointed it at his forehead. Zhong Cheng refused to cooperate. He laughed a few times and said nothing. Just then, a shrill siren suddenly sounded behind him. Zhang Sun saw this and directly ordered someone to blindfold Zhong Cheng. Zhang Sun also put his own hood on him, preparing to throw Zhong Cheng out of the car as a robber. But he was bitten on the ear by the other party when he did it. Zhang Xuan's accomplices saw this and decisively pushed him down. Then they took advantage of the police arresting Zhong Cheng and drove away quickly. And Zhong Cheng never dreamed that he would go to jail one day after being a criminal policeman for 10 years. After the misunderstanding was resolved, he immediately checked the information of the Eagle Gang and found that this was the 8th robbery organized by Zhang Sun. He did things neatly and did not leave any clues. Just when the police were at a loss, Zhang Sun was planning another robbery. As usual, they surveyed the terrain near the target bank and called the police. According to this calculation, the fastest time for the police car to arrive at the scene was 7 minutes. But this bank has 4 safes, and it takes at least 12 minutes to open them all. Then the cautious Zhang Sun organized his accomplices to conduct a drill before taking action to ensure that there would be no mistakes. The next day, Zhang Sun and his brothers first came to the noodle shop on the street and ordered 6 bowls of noodles. Then several people walked into the bank in a swagger. After they put on the hood skillfully, they first randomly shot at the crowd, then tied the door of the safe with a rope and pulled hard. The extremely hard steel door was instantly bounced open. However, they did not leave immediately after robbing the money. Instead, they returned to the restaurant to eat the noodles they had ordered in advance. They watched the police arrive. Several police officers were very confused. How could a rope open 4 safes? Zhong Cheng took a shoelace and began to restore the crime scene. Zhong Cheng knew that the other party was a master. When patrolling nearby, they happened to come to the noodle restaurant. The little girl was very surprised. Are there really policemen coming? Zhong Cheng was also surprised. The robbers are so arrogant that they invite the police to eat noodles? Zhong Cheng was very unhappy with this meal. He was sure that Zhang Sun and his men would continue to commit crimes. So he found the arms dealer who sold guns through the shells dropped at the crime scene, and after a gentle education, he successfully turned him over. Ever since Zhong Cheng ate that bowl of noodles, the two of them have been competing with each other invisibly. After agreeing on the plan, Zhang Sun took 5 brothers to the bank to do a job, and when he left, he did not forget to throw a grenade at the door to avoid leaving any clues. Just as they were about to drive away, the accomplice who was watching on the rooftop indicated the police car was coming quickly. Zhang Sun, who received the news, took a detour. When Zhong Cheng arrived with his men, he ordered all intersections to be blocked. Based on the experience of the last time, Zhong Cheng knew that Zhang Sun would definitely leave one person on the high ground to watch. So he used the intercom to notify his colleagues to watch below, and he rushed to the rooftop as soon as possible. In the past, Zhang Sun would cut into the police intercom channel, and this time was no exception. When he heard that a policeman was on the rooftop, he immediately notified his accomplices upstairs to evacuate. But he was still a step too late. Zhong Cheng, who arrived, engaged in a fierce gunfight with Zhang Xuan's accomplices. After a round of shooting, Zhang Xuan's accomplice was accidentally shot and fell from a high altitude. Fortunately, there were branches to slow down the force of the fall. The only people who will not betray him are the dead, even if they are brothers who have been through life and death together. Zhang Xuan must kill him. They turned back to the bank door, opened the trunk, rushed out of the car, and started to shoot indiscriminately in front of them. The scene was instantly in chaos. While the police were covering the evacuation of the crowd, Zhang Xuan threw a grenade without hesitation, sending his good brother on the road directly, and then he turned around and prepared to escape. At this time, a police officer quickly threw a bicycle, successfully slowing down the speed of the van. Seeing this, Zhong Cheng immediately shot at the billboard above, and the other police officers also fired decisively. As the billboard collapsed, the van was forced to stop. But Zhang Xuan and his men were still unharmed. They simply abandoned the car and confronted the police head-on. Facing the powerful firepower suppression of the Eagle Gang, the police officers were forced to choose to hide. In order to destroy the evidence, Zhang Xuan ordered his younger brother to blow up the van. In the end, he grabbed a taxi and drove away under Zhong Cheng's nose. Looking at their dead brothers, the 5 robbers were furious. Zhang Xuan told them, "The best way to get revenge is to prevent the police from catching us." Soon, the 3 policemen were tied up in the car, and there was a salary box for the police station inside. Zhong Cheng opened it and saw that the money was still there, but it said, "You still owe me a joke." This was Zhang Xuan's declaration of war. In the next few years, Zhang Xuan and his men traveled around the country, committing more than 20 robberies and murders, without failing once. This shoot-and-move robbery method brought great difficulties to the police's arrest. In 1994, Zhong Cheng came to Guangzhou. Zhang Xuan had just committed a crime in Qingzhou City. He robbed a local mines wage transport truck and killed several people. The angry workers did not receive their wages and wanted to make trouble. Zhong Cheng promised to catch the robbers and give everyone an explanation. It was not until 1995 that the small-scale popularization of surveillance finally brought Zhang Xuan's robbery into a stagnation period. His accomplices took the opportunity to recuperate. During this period, Zhang Xuan also enjoyed the long-lost peace. When he was walking in the park that day, he passed by a woman. Zhang Xuan scared the old man away with just a look. He picked up the note on the ground and found that the girl was trapped in love. So he followed her all the way to the rooftop. Zhang Xuan also sat on the rooftop. His presence just made up for the woman's missing soul. In this way, the two of them slowly walked together. As the woman became pregnant, Zhang Xuan had to start planning for the future. Zhong Cheng and his group left their hometown and waited day and night. His health soon became problematic, and he had to stay in the hospital for recuperation. However, he was still tracking Zhang Xuan's whereabouts. Fortunately, he was not disappointed. That day, Zhang Xuan sent a secret signal with a pager, and he asked his accomplices to come out. He decided to do one last job. Their goal this time was to rob the bank's armored car. After they saw the cash box loaded into the car, they immediately took action. After a burst of bullets, the money in the armored car fell smoothly into the hands of the robbers. The bank staff immediately called the police. But facing the police car, they were not afraid at all, and they directly crashed into it head-on, and then they kept shooting at the police car. This time, Zhong Cheng was well prepared. He led the police officers to fight with the robbers and successfully killed the robber driver. Seeing the large number of police support coming, the robbers had to get out of the car and fight to the death. After Zhang Xuan shot and killed the stuck policeman, he directly stopped a reinforcement police car and then threw a grenade and then took the opportunity to drive away. Unexpectedly, the stuck policeman used up his last strength to open their back door, and boxes of banknotes fell out. But Zhang Xuan had no time to take care of these. He turned around and threw out the grenade to block the pursuing police, and he fled the scene in a hurry. This time, the robbers returned empty-handed, but the police also suffered heavy losses. 3 escorts and 2 policemen were killed. An angry Zhong Cheng summoned all the police forces, and they began to search the whole city. Finally, they found the traces of the 2 robbers in the hotel. Zhong Cheng had just arrived when a police officer upstairs was killed. The 2 sides started a gunfight in the narrow corridor. Although one robber was shot, he still fought desperately. He jumped from the upstairs and tried to break through. He was shot dead on the spot by the police who chased him. Another robber with a grenade was also shot to death. Zhang Xuan disguised himself as a policeman and escaped successfully. However, Zhong Cheng found out the address of Zhang Xuan's wife through the robber's pager. So he ordered people to monitor the building in real time. Zhang Xuan arrived by taxi soon, but he did not go home. Instead, he broke into the room opposite and called his wife. His wife was heartbroken. Following Zhang Xuan's instructions, she cut off the other half of the wedding photo, cut her hair short, and then went out alone. Unexpectedly, she was stopped by the police as soon as she left. Zhong Cheng then led people to search the house. Although all the things related to Zhang Xuan were destroyed, they still successfully learned from books that Zhang Xuan would go to the Peace Theater next. The police evacuated the crowd in advance and disguised themselves as spectators waiting for Zhang Xuan's arrival. In the dark, a man secretly took out a weapon, but was held down by the police around him. Zhang Xuan was finally caught. Zhong Cheng also thought so, until he interrogated the prisoner and found that although the suspect's ear was missing a piece, the wound was very neat. Obviously, this was not a bite he had originally made, but was cut out with a knife. Although the man in front of him was also one of the robbers, Zhong Cheng knew that the real thief king was still at large. All his colleagues were celebrating, but he was the only one who was depressed. When a person loses all his brothers, friends, and wife, the only place he can go is his hometown. Zhong Cheng reviewed the crime scenes of Zhang Xuan in the past few years and found that Yunfeng City was the only place where he had not committed crimes. The only possibility is that this is Zhang Xuan's hometown. With this clue, Zhong Cheng immediately led people to Yunfeng City and threw the bullets at the robbery scene. He also took down the arms dealer who sold guns to Zhang Xuan. With all the pagers of the arms dealer, he once again set up a stakeout in Yunfeng City. Sure enough, not long after, Zhang Xuan sent a message to the arms dealer. The content was, "Ask the other party to send the guns to the place where it rains all the time." According to Zhong Cheng's speculation, this place where it rains all the time is most likely a bathhouse. Following this clue, he really found Zhang Xuan. The battle between the two sides is about to break out. At this time, someone happened to pass by. Zhang Xuan took the initiative to attack. He flew over and knocked Zhong Cheng's pistol away. After he stood up, his knife was also knocked away. The two of them immediately engaged in close combat, and it was difficult to tell who would win. Neither of them gave in, and each of them was seriously injured. Zhang Xuan was hit hard by the side of the bathtub and was the first to collapse. He was dragged into the swimming pool by Zhong Cheng. He stood up and wanted to fight back, but was pushed into the water by Zhong Cheng again. Zhong Cheng found the right opportunity to handcuff him successfully and then immediately picked up the pistol on the ground. At this time, the winner was clear, but Zhang Xuan was unwilling to surrender. He rushed forward and bit Zhong Cheng's arm. A few months later, the arrogant Zhang Xuan was taken to the execution ground. He looked at the gray sky and had to resign himself to his fate. With a gunshot, the generation of gangsters who had brought disaster to the world finally got the punishment they deserved.